My name is Alejandro Hernandez, and this is my presentation on the ethics of digital education. In this presentation, I will address how the digital revolution will change education and how, out of that impact, an ethical dilemma will unfold, where on one hand, many will gain from technology extending worldwide access to educational resources, but on the other hand, technology may cause a massive displacement of teachers and further intensify global inequality. This set of events will be analyzed through the lens of Kantian ethics and the class's ethical standard. And the order of this presentation will be as follows. I will explain the system of ethics used, how the digital revolution is changing education. I will explore the ethical dilemma by going through the pros and cons of this issue, and I will then test for ethics and argue my conclusion. The class's ethical standard deems an action as ethical as long as it confers a benefit to an individual or to society overall without imposing damages to others. This code of ethics places great emphasis on maximizing well-being while reducing any personal damage. From Kantian ethics, the universality principle suggests that for an action to be ethical, it must be possible to apply it to everyone without any ethical contradiction taking place. For instance, stealing is strictly unethical because if everyone could steal, there would be simply no effective rule of law and peace on this world. So how has technology and innovation impacted learning? Mobile technology has extended access to educational content and improved learning outcomes worldwide. Increased global availability and market penetration of smart mobile devices are changing the traditional classroom experience, overcoming historical constraints of time, location, and collaboration. Digital and software technology also brings customized learning, personalizing the material to the students' intelligence levels and learning needs. It also allows students to approach lectures and exercises at their own tempo, allowing them to review and refresh as necessary. Software can capture data about students while doing assignments and use this data to analyze progress reports and generate immediate feedback. However, there are negative consequences. Online and mobile education delivery has led to cost-cutting reduction reforms which have resulted in the layouts of thousands of teachers and their replacement with modern technological gadgets. One of our ethical actors in this presentation is the LA School District and the many other local school boards or national school boards which have followed suit in laying off thousands of teachers and later using bonds worth up to $500 million to purchase iPads for students. In essence, changing t-shirts for tablets and general tablets. This will make you smart tablets. Tablets that can be used for entertainment rather than for educational purposes. Another negative consequences is a rise in inequality. Nowadays, many schools and students are supporting, enjoying, and taking advantage of the massive open online courses known as MOOCs that have become increasingly available on the web. Due to the increasing pressure to carry on budget cut reforms and due to the convenience that MOOCs brings, mostly the possibility of learning anytime, anywhere, education could become a two-tier system where the rich could afford to pay and participate in education the old-fashioned way in small, intimate, face-to-face groups, while the majority would receive a standardized, inferior educational experience delivered through these MOOCs. Those able to afford personal teachers at educational hubs will be, of course, at a competitive advantage than those who will not be able to afford them, and thus wealth will continue to concentrate on the elites. The ethical actors in this case are the proponents of the so-called massive open online courses, and so far the most known examples are Coursera and Udacity. They propose a specific model for mobile education centered around the idea of one pre-recorded lecture for all, and thus no need for one teacher per classroom. Going on to the ethical tests, per the class's ethical standard, displacement technologies would be unethical because it confers benefits to the private educational companies that produce the software and other tools while displacing long-valued teachers. Therefore, the actions of the LA school districts were unethical because it confers a benefit to Apple and to students who receive the new gadgets but impose direct unemployment damages to teachers. The universality principle from Kantian ethics would also determine actions taken by the LA school districts to be unethical, because all school districts cannot be allowed to exchange teachers for iPad tablets throughout the world to save costs, because teachers would suffer damages and their educational benefits for students are not completely guaranteed. On the issue of inequality, per the class's ethical standard, the actions of current proponents of the massive open online courses such as Coursera and Udacity are ethical because increasing access to educational resources directly benefits the students. The universality principle would also render the actions of Coursera and Udacity as ethical, since if all educational companies throughout the world would work to publish university courses online, many would benefit and there would not be any ethical contradictions. It is only when the establishment of such a web-based educational system results in conditioning, as I said earlier, in conditioning the majority to receive a low-cost but inferior educational quality, while rewarding those who can afford personal teachers in educational hubs. Only when these adverse effects are true, then the transition to online-based education would not be completely ethical. My research renders mobile education technology as an inherent and inevitable factor of the coming information revolution, and most ethical tests will approve the transition to a software-based educational system, mainly because of the potential benefits to society overall. However, many uncertainties persist and could eventually mark this transition as not ethical or ethical neutral if large populations, if many people are excluded from these benefits. Therefore, present and future research should address the question of how to guarantee high quality education for all, how to provide high quality of educational software and mobile tools equally within society, and how best to reduce the adverse effects of massive unemployment amongst teachers.